Hi guys, welcome back to more episodes of the X-Files. Moving on to episode 9 of season 5. The last one saw the end of Robert Patrick Modell, I think his name was, who turned out didn't know he had a sister who had the exact same genetic brain disorder. And most of that turned out to be her. It was a thoroughly enjoyable episode. I do like how the X-Files are sometimes you revisit old cases for whatever reason, and that was a good one. Anyway, we're going to move on. This is episode 9.
You think this is why I wake up and go to work every day, so you can sit around on your ass?
What did I do?
What'd you do? You never do anything. That's the problem. I'm not gonna let your mother watch you grow up to be some kind of a jerk.
Fine, I'll put it away, Phil. Get away from me!
Oh,
Get away from me now!
okay.
Bobby!
That scenario happens with thousands of homes all the time, right? Who the fuck are you? I wasn't expecting to fall over, actually. I thought I was going to get hit with a spade.
Bobby!
Oh, hell! It's like quicksand. What?
According to his police report, Mr. Rich was a man who could tell a joke. He grew up here, worked the same fields for 20 years.
How did it happen?
Funny he should turn up murdered.
Yeah. I don't know whether
Is that what you've concluded?
the kid did it or not. It looked like he was trying to save him. Wait a minute. When the camera cut back to him, he was not pushing his head down. He was like trying to grab hold of his hand and turning around to his mum as I was trying to say to kind of help. That didn't look like he was forcing him down. But we didn't see what happened from him stood there and his son turning up, or stepson, and then the next minute he's already buried, other than his head.
And that a recent rainstorm may have helped turn it into a muddy trap.
Some rainstorm.
That is.
They say it rained 400 inches a day.
What are you here for, then?
I want to hear your
Questions?
story.
I tried to help.
That's what I thought.
Well, the police aren't entirely convinced that that's the truth.
They were real close when Bobby was little, always kidding around and stuff. He'd been stressed out because of the blight and stuff.
What do you mean?
The hazelnut trees all got a disease, and Bobby don't help things out with his attitude and stuff.
You've got a blight?
Did Phil instigate what happened?
Did he ever
They
hit
were
you?
shoving back.
He's twice as big as me.
You see, that's why some people thought you might have dug the hole. Or attacked him when he fell in the hole, because he was down there. Kid says his stepfather teed off on him regularly.
Is that his excuse?
No, that's his explanation. He says he's innocent.
I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, from what we saw of the guy, of the father, he was... I don't think he was abusive. It may come out he was. I don't know. He's the teenage lad's going to twist that anyway with the mood and the way he's acting. I think he was just trying to be tough on him, as a lot of parents are with teenagers going, you can't just sit around and do nothing all day or you're going to end up being a bum. I get they're trying to, motivate them. But I don't understand why he's acting that way and how this actually happened, because it hasn't happened the way that we think.
And maybe once he sucked down a mouthful of mud, it turned his esophagus into a siphon. And with his head pushed down, it filled all of his passages like a gas can.
I'm not buying this.
Did you ask if anybody else might be involved?
Oh, listen, the
mother
different
says
tone of
Bobby
his
can't
voice
make
being in that
friends.
hole.
He's been in therapy for his anger since 1995.
Really. That's it. Just walk off.
Who was it?
I don't know. He's gone.
I've seen him come in here pretty beaten up.
Physical violence?
More than just kid stuff. Bobby once spilt a glass of milk at dinner. For the next 2 weeks, he was forced to eat in the cellar.
So you're saying Bobby would have good reason to kill his father?
That's
I'm
careless.
saying there are some crimes where there are only victims.
I don't want you seeing that kid.
See?
I don't want him coming around here.
Yeah.
Do you hear me?
Stop it, okay?
I'm doing what's right for you.
Just shut up!
Okay, I've had a change of thought and direction here. Now she's just responded kind of the same way. I know that could just be seen as just another moody teenager, because we all were. I wonder if this blight thing is something to do with it, and it is somehow related to changing the mental and emotional state of teenagers in the area, which is why they're all sounding off against their parents. It is an X-file, don't forget, or it's supposed to be, so, you know, anything can happen. Okay, wait a minute, what the fuck just happened? Okay, now there's two people dead.
See a look at the body?
It had already been removed. I think it's pretty clear what killed him, though. From
The
what
fall.
they put together, they've all but concluded he was pushed out the window.
Is Scully or Mulder going to work out here that that guy wasn't pushed out of a window, he was pulled out of it? I say that a lot with these. Right?
Is this another of your clients?
Another one?
Lisa?
Yeah.
Yes, for 4
Yeah,
years.
so that's you tied to both of
What are you
them.
treating her for?
An eating disorder.
We gather that she had a fight with her father over Bobby Rich.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. Lisa's father was very disapproving of her generally. No, my approach is with the victims solely, to allow them to empower themselves. When I told Lisa her aunt was coming to pick her up tomorrow, she started to cry. It wasn't out of sorrow.
There's something very strange going on here. The therapist is definitely involved, but
Thinks he's quite capable.
I think we're all quite capable.
Well,
Not
she
the
says
way he
also
did it.
Threatened to kill a boy in school yesterday. I don't understand.
I do.
Well, it seems to me like some facts have been assumed.
Yeah.
It looks to me like Lisa's father was pulled out the window, not pushed.
Correct.
There'd
Yeah.
be no leverage.
How'd he get up
especially
there?
for a scrawny 16-year-old kid.
That's my point exactly.
I'm fairly certain this man died from a broken neck.
Yeah, but there was a substantial amount of blood loss, wasn't there? Have you determined if the neck injury was caused by the fall?
Well,
No.
what else would it have been?
Exactly. Why would you have left that in there
What do you
after
make of this
doing
here?
the autopsy?
Are you satisfied?
Which suggests, from a physical standpoint, he didn't do anything.
Just trying to scare him?
No, I think he's scared enough as it is.
Of what?
Whatever's going on. What the hell is that? Huh?
Stop it!
Where are you going?
Here we go again. Who's this now?
Ruining my life. You hear me?
Letter you're holding came from Mr. Baoki's neck, but it didn't come from the broken window.
Where did it come from?
It's greenwood, fresh from a living tree.
Hey, Scully, is this demonstration of boyish agility turning you on at all?
You were watching us the other day in the orchard.
The trees are dying.
Scully!
You're not
Maybe you
watching
should
them very
come
well,
down
then,
here,
are you?
Mulder. You said these trees were dying. This splinter's live wood.
Why is the tree bleeding?
20 years ago, this happens.
What causes this?
Red?
A very bad man.
Oh. Okay, there's a body down here.
A little snoop. She's just like you. Where is she?
We need to clarify a few details.
Your father's
My
death.
father, he died 20 years ago.
Yeah, under rather curious circumstances. His body was pulled from the mud of an orchard.
Oh.
I don't know why you want to talk to me.
Well, we just thought it was strange that you didn't bother to mention it.
Don't tell me you've been taken in by it, too.
Is Lisa still staying with you?
No, she's not. She's gone to her aunt's. Look, I'm sorry, I can't help.
Is that her dead father in the basement? I've got to admit, I try and work these out as we get through them, and we're more than halfway into this and I haven't got a damn clue. Oh no, she is there.
I'm down here! Help!
Oh, what is she doing?
Karen! Lisa, you've got to be quiet. Quiet as a mouse, or he's going to hear you down there.
Karen, I don't want to stay down here. Please let me out.
Mulder, whatever you're hoping we find here, without a quarter,
Digging up the
it won't be
father.
admissible.
Not
Yeah,
expecting it.
we need to check. Watch it be empty. tree branches.
Mulder,
Yeah.
where's the body?
Yeah, good question.
I'm a little afraid to ask what kind of connection.
Between the people of this valley and their livelihood, the trees. Look at the victims, Scully.
Bobby's father, Lisa's father.
And Karen's father 20 years ago. All men who worked in these orchards. Their
I did
lives
notice
and
that.
deaths tied to these trees.
Mulder, there is a connection between these deaths, one that provides a clear motive and intent. These were abused children.
Okay, so the girl who's been kidnapped, when her father got killed, I thought it was the lad. So the lad was involved with it. It happened so quickly, I didn't really see it very well on screen. I might notice when I go back in editing. But Mulder's explanation would make more sense. He was just still sat in his dad's truck, and it was that tree that Mulder climbed that the branches went through the window and pulled him out. That actually makes more sense, even though that's completely ludicrous.
Why don't you tell me what happened that night? You took the shovel to him, but you couldn't do it, so you ran. You ran to the orchard, but not because you dug a hole or laid a trap.
It pulled him in.
Because you were afraid.
Do it.
You couldn't do what?
I couldn't stand up to him.
You're a loser! You understand me? I wish you would have never been born!
Karen made you what?
She made me say those things. She had me pretend that I was him. That I was Phil.
She made you believe you were a victim.
What the hell is going on here?
I don't know.
I think we're looking at Karen Matthews' father.
Yeah, we
How
are.
did he get here?
The same way Bobby's father got pulled down in that mud.
I don't get how her father's tied into all the trees dying now. You know, back then. That's convenient. Oh my god. That could have gotten through your fucking skull, man. She's fucking unhinged, man. Oh, it's gonna happen again. She's gonna do it to you. Yeah. Shit, this cow.
You little piece of garbage.
Karen! Stop! Stay away from him!
Oh, hell.
Make him stop, Karen!
Chop her fucking head off. That'll do the trick. There you go. Good, man.
It's done now.
It is.
Coates Grove authorities conducted a detailed examination of the soil
know?
and root composition in the Rich family orchard, but could not explain what pulled Karen Matthews' body into the Michigan mud. Rage, unconfronted, takes its own path. I believe it was Karen's unconfronted rage that forced her to face her buried father. What happened to Karen Matthews in the orchard that night was a release. Release for a victim who, unable to face up to her own past, was finally consumed by it.
That was weird. Okay, episode 9. What? I don't know how I feel about that episode. There are some that are really not my taste, and then the majority of the episodes I love. That one, I'm not entirely certain. I couldn't work out what the hell it was. So that explanation from Mulder at the end makes sense, but also makes no sense whatsoever, because there is no scientific basis around any of what just happened. It's all going to remain inconclusive, as he said. So the therapist, unable to overcome her father's hold over her, is what consumed her in the end, and somehow all of that shit happened, and she turned these other, because she became the therapist, which was probably not the best field to go into as somebody who has been emotionally, psychologically and physically abused. But then again, you do have those because they have the experience and the knowledge and can see that a mile off in other victims. But she turned these teenagers into victims where there weren't any because it had consumed her. It was so weird. No wonder I couldn't bloody work this out. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. because that was just one of those really weird random episodes of explaining that as you grow up into an adult, if you're somebody who's been abused, there are those that can face and confront what's happened to them. There's those that can't, and there's those that become consumed by it and can turn into abusers themselves. And in effect, that's what she did through the power of her father, who was still present. And the blight thing, I couldn't work out what all that had to do with it. I still can't. Like I said, that was episode 9. We'll leave it there. If you want to watch this in full length, you can, of course. As always, just check the link in the description for the Patreon, and you can go watch the full length episode over there. I will be back for episode 10 next. Hopefully it's not quite so weird. You do get these really weird, random one-off episodes in X-Files where you're like, who thought that one up? Who dreamt that one up to write that? I mean, you know, a lot of these were Chris Carter, obviously. What kind of frame of mind have you got to have been in to have written that episode? No wonder I couldn't work it out, because it didn't make sense. If you haven't already subscribed and you're enjoying this trip down memory lane with me, with the X-Files guys, by all means, please give the video a quick thumbs up, hit that subscribe. We've still got a lot of seasons and a lot of episodes to go, and I'm enjoying the ride. I will see you for episode 10 next. Take care.